What's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams here on YouTube. And in today's video, we're going to do a recap of a video that I made before. I've got a lot of YouTube comments and Facebook comments about how can this, how to make this work. And, I know a lot of you are trying to either get your business off the ground or you're trying to get your business to the next level. And I can tell you that this information that I'm about to show you can help you get your business off the ground or to the next level. And this is 100% content. This is exactly what I wish. Well, actually, someone did say this, but my mind had to kind of get wrapped around the power of the information that was being given to me. And yes, there's other stuff that you have to work out as you go through the process, but I see a lot of people not even being able to get started. So like if you have a business and you can't even make sales, you can't even have something that can continuously work, then it's gonna make it hard for you to be able to survive in your business. Like at some point, it's gonna crash. So like I would put all of my efforts, all of my energy into number one, figuring out what matters for your end client. Like, whatever that end client wants, like the solution, the efforts will be in getting that description or that process in place to get to that end result of that client, what they want. They may not buy from you. They may not buy from you. This is just something that we go through because people seek out different types of, or people are at a different point in their life. Like most of you who are watching this video will watch this video, take the information and never do business with me. And so you need to understand that most of the people who see your product or service are not going to buy your product or service. It's a weird dynamic when it's turned around on you. Like you're like, okay, Steve, give me the free information so I can go run with it. Well, a lot of people do that same thing to you. And so that's a weird dynamic because it's like, okay, what I'm doing to Steve is also happening to me. So pay attention to this because I'm going to get you kind of aligned. So number one, you don't worry about the people who don't buy from you, but it gets your business in the best position to be able to make sales, to be able to help you continue to be able to get that business off the ground. So I had made a video where we had talked about the funnel process and why it's important to actually have this stuff in place. But a lot of people have a problem with the first parts, which is the traffic. Like they're like, hey, all of these options are available. Like in the past, it was mainly what? You had radio, you had TV, newsprint, and magazine, and you had mailers. Like this at one time, this was like all of your options. Now you have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you have Google, Bing. You have all of these different options to be able to bring you traffic. And the thing about it is that it's easier to set up this stuff, easier to get results a lot quicker than going down to the radio station and getting a radio commercial cut and then played and then seeing if you get results. TV, even with newsprint, most newspapers, you won't even be able to afford to do a daily ad in a newspaper. It's going to mainly be a weekly paper. And so it's going to be coming out. You have to get your ad and then it comes out in a week. And then you'll know if you need to make adjustments to make it work. Magazines are even work on a two month lag time. So you would place your ad in a magazine. You got to wait a month or two for it to even come out. And then with mailers, the same thing. If you mail them yourself, if you do first class mail, yeah, you'll know a lot quicker, but most people want to do high volume third class mail. That could take weeks before you know if anything is working. With Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Google, you will know instantly if something is working. But here's the problem that people seem to not understand is that when you were going to these companies to take care of this, they were doing everything that Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Google does not do for you. They will not set up your ad. And even you might be saying, well, Steve, Facebook called me and said that they would help me put my ad together and run it and do all this stuff. No offense to Facebook's workers. They know nothing about placing ads other than the same thing that you know, which is to type in the information, pick the audience, and all of that stuff. I'm just here to tell you. Now, their pixel department on putting the pixels on your website and understanding how your response is working, yeah, that department, yeah. But the rest, I'm just here to tell you, I've utilized them just to see how they were doing because I wanted to tell people, hey, if they call you, use them. You're just going to waste your money. I'm just telling you. Not to say that the platform can't get you what you need, but I'm just telling you, they do not know how to run the ads. So it's like that give and take. You had a professional here that would put everything together for you. Over here, you have nobody. You're on your own. But it's very effective if you can learn how to do it. So what I would tell you to do, to get this stuff off the ground for yourself is that you need to pick some way of getting content to people. Like you need to make some sort of offer, not where you're trying to sell people. It's where you're trying to say, hey, are you interested in this? Take a look at this. That's basically all you need to say. It does not have to be a long ad. Depending on your market, it may need to be one, but most of the time you can say what the end result is. Like you're saying, hey, would you like to have more of blank? Would you like to have this in your life? Would you like to have more of that in your life? We have the solution, click here. Like it could be as simple as that, running that traffic, and then you make your offers. Depending on what you have, certain offers work the best. Because people are kind of where they're, think that we think that we're busier than we actually really are. It's the same amount of hours in the day that we've always had. It just seems that we're doing more. I don't, when I just really sit down and look at everything I'm doing, I'm basically really doing a lot less than what I used to do, especially that I have employees. But even if you're working somewhere, you're trying to work on your business to get off the ground, you might feel that you don't have as much time as you used to. And if you had that feeling, just think about the people who are looking for your solution. If it doesn't hit them right away, they're going to be like, they don't have the time to sit there and watch it. So you have to know your market to be able to see which offer is going to work the best for you. At the beginning, depending on your product or service, it's probably going to be something more of a report or some type of free access. You may be good at doing webinars. eBooks work okay, and YouTube works okay. But if you're at the beginning with your business, I would suggest that you either look at doing the ebook or the free membership access if you have the funds to set something like that up, or you can pay someone to set something like that up for you, and or a report and the YouTube. Now let me just tell you the reasons why. With the ebook, if you're getting them information, that's going to be a long form sales letter. You've probably ran into that before. All the ebooks, what they're doing is you're giving people a solution that they could use right now, but it's really a long form sales letter. Like if you give people all of the information, just like I just gave you, like I just told you that I just gave you, here's a good example. If you're doing these, you have a professional that will put your ad together in a professional way to present it to the market. If you, but I did tell you, hey, you could go over here and run your ads. But if you're not a professional like these people were over here, you're going to be frustrated because you're not going to get any results. So the same thing, like in a way, I just did a ebook or a free report to you with just simple. If you advertise here, you have a professional that's going to put it all together for you. That's a benefit. You don't have to go through the worries. They're going to put together an ad. They're going to place it. They're going to take care of all the stuff. Or over here, when you're already too busy, what you're going to do, you got to put all of that stuff together, test. If you don't have experience, you don't want to get your account banned, all of this stuff you got to worry about right here. That's like a free report. How to place your ads on these platforms without getting your account banned in a professional way. Give you all of the information on how to do it, and you would probably say, I still don't know how to do it, or I don't have time to do it, and you end up saying, I need to hire a professional to do it. That's how you need to sell your product or service, is that you can do that in reports. You can tell people how to do it in your YouTube video. You can tell people how to do it in your ebook, and you can do it in webinars, but I think that if you're new to the game, it's going to be kind of difficult to do it in a webinar. With the free access memberships, what you could do is you could give people the information inside of that free membership, and then you upsell from there. Now, what all of this here is about, this section here, what it's all about, in my eyes, is getting them on your playground. Because right at the first part, they're in these people's playgrounds. Well, over here, they're in their playground. But once you get that information, now they're on your playground. And what you can do on your playground is you can do text, email, phone. You can test, ask, and nurture. And then you will see that you will get paid and have more money. So let's just say that you did let's take YouTube, because I've done that with one of my companies. So you run ads to generate leads. And I always say generate leads. And then you can push them, forward them over to your YouTube channel to see your content. What that'll do, especially if you're new in business, is it'll let them get to learn more about you. Like you're learning more about me by the information that I'm presenting to you. You don't really care about me. You care about the information that I'm presenting to you. But you will say, hey, Steve knows what he's talking about, because he's kind of being very consistent about what he's talking about on all of these videos. So he must be getting the results that he wants, and I think that they could get the results that I want. But you will generate leads, send them to your YouTube channel, and when you have those leads, they're on your playground. And you can utilize several different methods of contacting your leads and selling your leads. If you are a company that needs to call leads, you can text, you can email them, and you can phone them. You always need to test, ask, and nurture. So what I mean by that is test different text messages to see the response rate that you get. Test different emails and see the open rate and the response rate that you get. Test the phone calls, your scripting, how you're introducing yourself to the individuals. And then you're doing testing. You're trying to see how you can get everything to work. And then the next thing is ask questions. Don't try to sell people. Ask questions to see where they're at. They may not be able to do the program that you have. They may have to do another program because their business or whatever they're doing in their personal life for your product or service, they're just not at that level. I'll give you an example. One of them was, let me get a good example. Yeah, like I run into a lot of business owners who cannot afford our services. The services for us to put stuff in place and manage ads for clients could be $2,500 a month to $15,000 or more, just depending on what they need to have done. So $2,500 to $15,000. Probably most of you that are watching this video are not able to spend $2,500 to $15,000, and that's not counting your ad budget and getting all of this other stuff set up. That's just for us to put things into place, to design it, get it put into place, and then you're going to need to have your own ad budget. And depending on what you need to have in place is what that $2,500 to $1,500 is the difference between that. Some people have some stuff in place, so we just mainly take over, making sure everything is done in a certain way, put in the best order, and then we just manage the campaign. Some people need all of this stuff put into place. And so they'll pay $15,000 or more to get all of that stuff put into place. But you will see, here's the benefit. If they're going to be able to generate leads and they're going to have all of this stuff taken care of, and, you know, we figure out which one, from our experience, which way the lead generation would work the best in, and we see where their business is. Do we need to have more maybe YouTube videos or even just videos on their website so they can get to know who that company is and what they can do by putting them in that playground? That's going to be a huge benefit for that company. But if they don't have the money to do that, which is probably a lot of you that are watching this video, is that we would offer a product that they could do it themselves. So, but we wouldn't know that unless we ask questions, because most people will just say, well, you know, no, I'm not going to do it. Or, you know, they'll come up with a reason. Sometimes people don't want to admit that they don't have the money. And so what we would do is we would just say, hey, let's ask questions to see where they're at. And once we know where they're at, we'll be able to say, hey, well, this is maybe the product or service that you should look at if you want to do business with us. If you feel that we can help you, this is the product or service that you should look at. And then nurturing your leads is very important. I learned a very good lesson on this. When I put a system like this in place for one of my companies, and I had noticed that by nurturing those leads, people were actually signing up for the service without even talking to sales reps. Like, that's probably one of the best feelings that you could have. You wake up in the morning and you've made money, and it's like making money while you're sleeping. And so, but you won't know how to do, you won't be able to do that unless you have that in place. And the best way to do that for most people, because if you can write out stuff to nurture people, but I think right now we're in that video world, everybody with YouTube and all that stuff. It would be better to just make a video about the content, about how you can help someone with their situation. And you just give it to them. Just say, hey, this is what I would do if I was in your situation. Just like I'm giving this to you right now. If I was starting from ground zero, I would want to figure out, number one, traffic sources. I would pick one, get that one to work. And then number two, what type of lead generation tool that I could use to be able to get people to become leads, and then get them into my playground and do the text, email, and phone, test, ask questions, and nurture. And that will get you right here to where you're making money. That will get you to making money. So I hope that you appreciated this video. If you have questions or you want to learn how to get stuff like this in place, I have a program, the links are below. Or if you would like to have a consultation where you just want to talk to me and say, Steve, this is where I'm at. What would you do? What are the suggestions that you have? There's a link below this video also for that. Please subscribe to the channel. Please post your questions and comments. Please like this video.